everyone, this is Eileen from Eileen Stuffs, and today we are going to be stuffing my cash from my April 15th paycheck. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are returning, welcome back. I am a cash budgeter and stuffer here on YouTube, and I am working on paying off debt as well as building up an emergency and sinking funds. So if that is something that interests you and you haven't already, please consider subscribing below. I'm going to put my cash aside. We're going to first start by going through the budget real quick because there's actually a quick change I want to make to how I budgeted my sinking fund money. Well, I'm going to zoom you in. Let me zoom you in. We'll go through my check, what I did, and then we will get on with the stuffing. My 15th paycheck was I'm laughing because I totally messed that up when I was talking in my last video. It was $2,584.50, and I had rollover of $38.28. I think that's what that says, but like I said, I messed it up. I did withdraw $650 for taxes, and so that left me with a budget of $1,972.78. And so that's the breakdown we have here. We paid our car payment, all of our credit card bills. There's a student loan. I left some money for gas. We have an automatic IRS payment coming out. So in total, it was $750 towards taxes. After all was said and done, it left me with $530.62. I did decide to leave $225 in the bank. However, I actually decided to throw an extra $10 towards my snowball card. So instead of $40, I actually ended up paying $50. And so that brought my bank leave-in at $215. I did have $305 for cash. Now, to start, it was over the weekend, so I couldn't withdraw the denominations I needed, so I took out some because I really needed to go food shopping. So I had allotted $160 for food and $20 for miscellaneous, and I actually spent some of that. My food should be down to $77, and my miscellaneous is gone. My multivitamins that I like to buy, so I spent those already. I should have, I believe it's $202 left right here. And now I said I wanted to make a change. I was thinking about how I allocated my sinking funds, and I thought since Mother's Day is coming up, it would be really lovely to be able to send my mom another check, like another chunk payment for the divorce lawyer for Mother's Day. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull $20 from my savings challenge, and instead I'm going to add it to my mom. So in total, my mom is going to get $35 this time, and then the savings challenges is going to go down to $45. And to compensate for this, I actually changed what I was paying myself on the exercise challenge, which I'll go over in more detail in my savings challenge video. I was paying myself $3 a day, and I dropped it down to $2 or $1. And that way I could just take that extra $20 and throw it towards my mom. So that's a little change I made. I will link my budget video below if you wanted to see the budget in more detail, but this is what we're gonna be working with today. Right. We're going to pause right here though, because we are going to count our money and make sure we have 202. I'm going to grab the cash. Okay. Let's count. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 200. I was starting to panic for a minute that I messed up my numbers. 1, 2. So we have our 202. Let me go ahead and put this, sort it real quick, and we are going to start with our wallet. I had only accounted for 5 ones, so all these other ones are left over. That's going to go into the food money, so we'll figure that out. Okay, I believe I do have some change, so let's go ahead and take that out first. And I think that's it. I believe I don't have any cash. Yeah, we got a little bit of change. I'm going to put that in. Okay. There's a good amount of quarters. I always get excited when I see quarters. Like pennies really don't do it for me, but quarters now, those add up pretty nicely. So that's our change jar, and let's stuff our wallet. I'm going to grab my book out again. All right, so like I said, we have 77, but a bunch of that's ones. Now I'm realizing, what did I do? with my denominations. So that's when I withdrew money over the weekend. I drew out 2 50s and 2 20s, but that was 120. So I should have 2 20s left for food. And then I'll have to kind of look and see. This is going to be some really fast math. And let me see if I can get this right. So I should have, but I only have 120. So what am I doing? And I do need a 20 for bills. Wait a second. I am confusing myself right now. Oh, okay. Whoa, guys, for a minute, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. I somehow mixed a bunch of 20s in with my ones, but I had this moment where I was like, wait a minute, when I was counting my money, didn't I just count a bunch of 20s? Okay. Whoa, that was a moment, but we're good. Okay, we have the 20s here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 20s, and I had counted for 7, and yeah, one's missing. I still feel like I have way more 20s than I should, but I think what I did was when I went food shopping, I believe I just spent the 50s, and so I don't even think I touched the 20s, which would make sense. Sorry, I'm laughing as I utterly just confused myself. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is what I need for my sinking funds. No, I need 3 for my sinking funds. And the miscellaneous is gone because I end up just buying I use these prenatal vitamins that I love, and because I don't eat very much, I like to have them to supplement, so I needed to buy those. So I guess, yeah, 3 20s was for groceries, and I have 77 left. I only accounted for 3 10s, so my guess is one of these is a 10. Okay. So the next would be 5s. We already had 6, and we still have 6, so my guess is the 7 should be 7 1s because there's way more 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I did this right, we should have 5 1s left. And we do. Okay. We're going to sort this, and then let's go back to the sinking fund page. I was a little worried that was going to be a lot harder, but harder to figure out when I was sat down here, but it wasn't so bad. So I have 20, 40, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. I did buy like a good amount of food, so I should be okay. Pretty much this 77 should cover me for next week. Then nothing personal. Miscellaneous, like I said, is down to 0. So we are done our wallet, and we get to move on to sinking funds. I have had a question recently about sinking funds, and I want to say that for me, the reason why these are important to me is because they're kind of my way of creating little emergency funds for myself to have that extra money. Especially if you guys have been watching me for a while, you saw how the winter my paychecks go down, and so I always end up having to pull from this. This half of the year is usually when things get better for me, when I have extra cash. So I know it's super important to pay off debt, but also for me, it's important for me to plan ahead for those periods of time that I know my paychecks are going to be less, because I am a contract worker and my pay, although it's like a certain amount every week, it's not guaranteed. That's something I consider. So you are going to see me pulling more money aside for some of these basic needs so that I can cover myself for the harder months. And that being said, bills is getting 20 because I'm really going to try to build up bills this year to get it ready for next winter. And like, what is actually the day? I think it's the 17th today. You'll see this on Wednesday, but I'm filming this on Monday. So we have 20. So our bills now has 20, 30, 35. Medical will be getting 5 today. Oh, I totally forgot. Medical now has 15. So nothing for savings, no to shopping, no to giving. Riley is getting 10. She is due for her shot soon, so I'm gonna I'll try to also add a chunk for this on my next paycheck, and then I have to make her appointment in May. So today we're getting 10. Speaking of, she's literally sitting right next to me, staring at me, and as soon as she heard her name, her ears perked up. So she has 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38. And hopefully I can pull some more next paycheck so I can pay for most of her. It's like her yearly immunization shots is what she's due for, but it'd be nice to be able to pay that in cash. My car is getting 5, and I really just build this up for an emergency fund. I believe I have a really good warranty right now on my car, but I think my deductible is like 50 or 75, and that's on like, you know, big services. So I want to have that deductible in cash. Plus I like to have cash for an oil change, which I will be due for another oil change probably in another 3 months. And for both of those, I just want to know that the cash is there, ready to go, and I don't have to think about it. So it's getting 5 today. My car now has 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 104. Cool. We've broken over $100. I like that. So family is my mom, and like I said, I would like to send her another payment for Mother's Day, so she's getting 35. So I had allotted a 10 and a 5, and I'm stealing a 20 from my savings challenge fund that I saved, so we're going to get 20, 35. And let's see what that brings her up to. So I guess for my next paycheck, my biggest focus for sinking funds are going to be adding as much as I can to my mom and Riley to take care of those 2 things I mentioned. My mom now has 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 30, 40, 45, 50, 51, 52, 100. Wait, 152? Secret Stash is getting 5 today. This now has 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. We should have $45 left for our savings challenges. Let me pull that. If we don't, I did something wrong. So 45, 20, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Awesome. And we're going to throw this in this envelope until we do our savings challenge video. And that is it, you guys. I want to apologize because I know that I've had people ask me about things from my shop, and I wanted to add things to my shop, and it is still not up there. And a lot of that is because honestly, I've had to kind of toss YouTube to a side the past few weeks to focus on other things that were happening in work and life. I just had to reprioritize myself, get stuff done. So I think a lot of that stuff is done now. I'm kind of able to go back to just focusing on work and YouTube. So I know I've said this a lot, and again, I apologize. I like to be a woman of my word. And so it's definitely been weighing on my mind that I haven't gotten those things up on my shop. I'm hoping to do that soon. I will work on making that a priority to get those up, and then I'll probably post a community post or mention it in a video when it's up. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a good week and a good Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.